Spreadsheets, proof. Most doctors I talk to want to see proof of what I'm talking about. So today I want to show you what it looks like to stop building an income and to start building an asset. See, most doctors are using their practice to build an income, but they are not building a valuable asset. So here's a doctor that I've worked with, and in 2016, he did 1.38 million in collections, and he brought home $533,000. That's not a bad income, right? But by changing what was happening inside the practice and re-engineering it, look what happened in 2020. In 2020, he produced 3.1 million in collections and brought home 671,000 in income. Now, he was a little concerned because he said, gosh, I've, tripled my collections, but look how little my income has gone up. Although, $100 and some odd $1,000 increase is pretty good. He said, gosh, my income should go up a lot more than it was before because my collections have tripled. But what I wanted to show him was, hey, doc, in 2016, you were responsible for 100% of that collections of that production. But in 2020, you added 2 associates and you were only responsible for 30% of those collections. So you brought home more money and did 70% less work. And he said, you're right. We have a system now and we have such a process now that if my arm got cut off tomorrow, I could just add in another associate. They would step right in. We've got this machine running, and I would continue to make that income by, even just paying another associate to come in and work. But he's one of those doctors that really likes to do dentistry. That's why I like to say I want to get you to the place where doing dentistry becomes optional. He's choosing to stay in the chair, but he realized through this conversation that he didn't really have to if he didn't want to. So 500,000 doing 100% of the work, or 671,000 doing 30% of the work. Now let's look at the value of his practice, what he did to it. In 2016, his practice value was approximately $1.1 million. That's about 85% of that year's collections. And that's really set by what banks will lend. They'll usually lend between 65 to 85% of last year's collections on a single owner doctor practice. But in 2020, he's now shifted into a totally different category, more of like the way DSOs are valued. They're valued based on a financial term called EBITDA. That's that $671,000 of free cash flow, and a multiple is applied to that. The reason that it's different is because DSOs operate differently than single owner doctor practices. DSOs have systems in place. They have what in the financial world we call enterprise value. They have a process. They have other people doing the work. So they're not too dependent upon one single producer like the 2016 practice was dependent upon that one doctor. Where in 2020, it's not dependent on any one major doctor. One doctor could be out of the picture and we slide another doctor in and the income continues. So those practices are getting anywhere from, 8 to, I've seen up to 10, 12 times that EBITDA number, 12 times the cash flow. So in 2020, his practice is conservatively worth around $6 million. We've increased the value of his practice by 6 times. See, that is incredible. That really will change his future. Because if he decides to sell, that $6 million will go a long way in replacing his income in retirement. But most of the time when doctors get to this place and I'm talking to them, they look at me and say, why would I ever want to sell? I've got a practice where I don't have to be the one doing all the work and I get the same amount or more income. And I agree. See, there's a problem happening right now in the financial planning world, and that is that financial advisors ignore the dental office as an asset. See, they deal in stocks and bonds and mutual funds and real estate, and they put the financial plan together using those investments. And the only way they see the dental practice is as an income source to fund those other investments. And so there's a wall up between the financial plan and the dental office. We don't do that. We want to view that dental office as an asset. If you would like to see what it looks like to view your dental office as an asset and to integrate it with your financial plan, click in the comments below. Let us know you'd like to talk, and we'd love to just schedule a 15-minute call and see if we might be a fit.